Now we're going to do some practice problems looking at Salty Souls Surf School in San Diego. So they offer surf lessons May to September, and Salty Souls is one of 100 surfing schools in a perfectly competitive market for surfing lessons. We're given its production function of quantity equal to 25 over 4 times labor minus 1 over 32 times capital to the 1/3 power times labor squared. Salty Souls hires college students on summer vacation as instructors, and they rent their equipment, which in the short run is capped at 64 units to use during lessons. And that rental price for capital is $100 per day. And then lessons are sold at $80 per lesson. So the price of the lessons is $80. So our first practice problem here asks us to derive their marginal revenue product of labor, so for the instructors. So to do that, right, let's go ahead and write the equation for marginal revenue product. So marginal revenue product of labor is equal to the marginal product of labor times the marginal revenue. We know that marginal revenue is 80. And what we just need to find is their marginal product of labor. So we're going to reproduce their production function here, and then take the partial derivative of that function with regard to labor. So we'll have marginal product of labor is equal to the partial derivative of output with respect to labor. Our first term here, 25 over 4 times labor. Labor has a 1 exponent, so when we use the power rule, we have 1 times 25 over 4. And then we subtract 1 from that exponent on labor. 1 minus 1 is 0, and any variable to the 0 power is going to give us 1. So we're just left with 25 over 4 times 1, so 25 over 4. And we're going to subtract from that the derivative of our second term. So here we have 1 over 32 times capital to the 1/3 power. Those are our constants modifying labor squared. So using the power rule, we're going to follow the same process. We'll have 2 times the constants here, so 1 over 32 times capital to the 1/3 power times labor, subtract 1 from that exponent, and we're left with labor to the 1 power. From here we can simplify, so the marginal product of labor is equal to 25 over 4 minus 1 over 16, right? 2 goes into itself once and into 32 16 times. So 1 over 16 times capital to the 1/3 power times labor. So now we have everything we need to find the firm's marginal revenue product. So we're just going to multiply the firm's marginal product of labor. So 25 over 4 minus 1 over 16 times capital to 1/3 power times labor, all multiplied by the marginal revenue, which is the price of our lessons, which is 80. So we're going to distribute this 80 into our parentheses. So we'll have 25 over 4 times 80. So 5 over 4 times 80 minus 1 over 16, capital to 1/3 power times labor, all multiplied by 80. All right. So 4 is going to go into itself once and into 80 20 times. So we're going to have 25 times 20. So that's going to give us 500. And then 16 is going to go into itself once and into 85 times. So we'll have 5 times capital to 1/3 power times labor. And that is the marginal revenue product of labor for this firm. Okay, so that is our answer to number 1.